is going on, guys? AussieMan012, and I am back once again. I did a video like this before with the regular paint schemes. I did my top 10 favorite paint schemes in NASCAR E4, and I am now back to do my top 10 favorite paint schemes, my favorite throwback paint schemes actually, in NASCAR E4. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That will be down in the description below. And let's get started with the video. So starting off at number 10 is Joey Logano's Kevin Harvick 2007 throwback paint scheme. This looks exactly like Kevin Harvick's car that he won with, sorry for that little pause there, but this looks exactly like the car. I loved it when he first revealed it. It looked really cool. It still really looks cool on the TV screen right now. But yeah, number 10 is Joey Logano's Kevin Harvick 2007 throwback paint scheme. And number 9 on the list is Daniel Suarez's Tony Stewart 2005 paint scheme. This looks exactly like the Home Depot number 20 car. The Haas logo on the hood looks exactly like the Home Depot logo. It literally looks like the Home Depot car, but it says Haas. But I mean, looking past that, it's like it looks so similar. It's like, my goodness. But yeah, this is a throwback to his boss, Mr. Tony Stewart. So that's my number 9 pick on my top 10 list. And number 8 on my list is Corey LaJoie's throwback to Dale Jarrett in 1991. This paint scheme looks really, really amazing. I like how it literally looks like Dale Jarrett's 1991 car. And, you know, it all just works. You know, the blue, the white, the chrome rims, it all just fits in nice. It's literally like Dale Jarrett's 1991 car. But yeah, so this is Corey LaJoie's throwback to Dale Jarrett, and it's number 8 on my list. And number 7 on my list is Chase Elliott's throwback to Bill Elliott in 1981. His blue and white melon car. And I mean, I like the way he's going with the car. It looks exactly like Bill Elliott's car. But yeah, I mean, I just like it. I mean, that's the bottom line. I just like it. It's a nice car, and I decided Chase Elliott, I gotta put him on my top 10 list. So he's number 7 on the list. Number 6 on the list is Austin Dillon's throwback to Richard Childress late 70s gold and black paint scheme. I mean, this car just is amazing. I mean, the gold and the black, they blend in well with each other. I like that color mix, that mix of colors. But it looks like Richard Childress's car from the late 70s when he raced the same exact car or the same exact paint scheme. But I mean, I like this paint scheme. That's all I have to say about it. I mean, it all looks so similar to the other car. And yeah, so this is Austin Dillon's throwback to Richard Childress. And it is number 6 on the list. Number 5 on my list is Aric Almirola's throwback to Tony Stewart's championship in 2002. This paint scheme I actually liked better than Daniel Suarez's paint scheme, but I also like Daniel Suarez's paint scheme too. But this is Tony Stewart's championship car from 2002. I like the layout of the paint scheme. It goes well. The orange, of course, the base paint, the black, the white, and the 10 looks nice in there. The number 10 looks pretty good in there. But this is 5th on my list, Aric Almirola's throwback to Tony Stewart Championship 2002 car. Number 4 on the list is Clint Bowyer's, once again, Tony Stewart throwback to 2011. This is like when he was running the Office Depot car, the number 14 Office Depot. This is the 14 Rush Truck Center's car, but it looks literally similar to the Office Depot car. Like, if it said Office Depot on it instead of Rush Truck Centers, it would literally be a Tony Stewart car. But yeah, so this is another Tony Stewart tribute car, and it looks really great. I mean, the Ford body, just the paint scheme of the Ford body just looked nice on this car, and you know, the design layout of this paint scheme is just nice and perfect, and a lot of great things to say about this paint scheme. But this paint scheme is number 4 on my list. And number 3 on my list is a fan favorite, Landon Cassill's Starcom Fiber paint scheme, a throwback to Sterling Marlin from, I said 2001, but it was in that span of years. But it's a throwback to Sterling Marlin, obviously. The red 00, the font, and then the mountains in the back looks like the Coors Light paint scheme, but it says Starcom Fiber on it. But it looks really nice. In my opinion, they really did it with the paint scheme and, you know, accurately making it look like Sterling Marlin's 40 car. But I love this paint scheme, and everybody loves this paint scheme. A lot of people love Landon Cassill's 00 Starcom Fiber. It looks really neat. Everything goes well. I mean, so I loved seeing Sterling Marlin's car on track back then, and I liked seeing Landon Cassill's car at the last Darlington race. So, you know, so this is Landon Cassill's Starcom Fiber throwback to Sterling Marlin, and it's number 3 on my list. And number 2 on my list is another fan favorite, the throwback to Cole Trickle from Days of Thunder. I mean, I was actually blown away knowing that this car was going to race, and watching Days of Thunder, seeing, you know, Tom Cruise driving this car, I was like, my goodness, it's going to be like one of those. But William Byron drove this car. But, I mean, it looks really, really nice in my opinion, the throwback to Cole Trickle. I mean, they really did it with the paint scheme, with the accuracy and everything. Just looks really nice, the black number, and just, it all fits in well. And, you know, 10 out of 10 on this paint scheme. That looks really good. So this is William Byron's Cole Trickle throwback to Days of Thunder, and it's number 2 on my list. And number 1 on my list, this is a really, really nice paint scheme. Paul Menards throwback to Glenwood from 1957. My goodness, this paint scheme is just the best. I like the font, the number font, I think got me, one of the things that got me the most was the number font. It looks really, really just downright amazing. The colors all match together well, the red rims, it goes so well. The Ford body too also, I mean, goes with this car as well. But all the colors, the number font, it even says Glenwood on top above the number. So I mean, this paint scheme, this is my favorite all-time throwback paint scheme in NASCAR Heat 4. This is just a great paint scheme. I have to give this paint scheme a freaking 11 out of 10, to be honest with you. We're going above the limit here. I love that paint scheme so much. But yeah, so that's my top 10 list right there. I'm gonna give you guys some honorable mentions of mine, so you guys can see some more throwback paint schemes that I, you know, admire in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and get to that. So number 1 on my honorable mentions list is Denny Hamlin's Darrell Waltrip throwback from the 80s when he ran in the 11. This looks pretty good. This is why it's the first one on my list. I mean, the honorable mentions list, to be honest with you, is just randomized. So, I mean, they're not really in a specific order, but I still like these paint schemes as much as I do the ones that I put on my top 10 list. But anywho, but I decided to put these cars on my honorable mentions list, and Denny Hamlin's Darrell Waltrip. Did I say Darrell Wallace last time? I don't even know. But Darrell Waltrip throwback paint scheme, I like that. I like the chrome-ish, you know, all the colors, and just FedEx, they did really well. Toyota, and, you know, Denny Hamlin, when he revealed his car, it looked really amazing in my opinion. So I have to give him that. It looks really nice. It's a really good paint scheme. and that's really all I have to say about it. The next paint scheme on my honorable mentions list is Ryan Newman's throwback to Mark Martin in 1993. I remember seeing Mark Martin's car, and it had that same 6 font, and it looks really nice. And Oscar Mayer too. It looks pretty amazing. It's crazy, to be honest with you. One of those crazy looking cars. It's got that big number. It's got all the warm colors, and it makes you feel warm inside. To me, it makes me feel warm inside. It looks really nice in my opinion. So that's the next car on my honorable mentions list. Ryan Newman throwback to Mark Martin. And yeah, next on the list. And next on my honorable mentions list is Bubba Wallace's Adam Petty throwback paint scheme from 1996. It looks really good. The purple, the green, the orange. I was actually kind of surprised all these colors kind of went together, but they do. In my opinion, they do. And the Chevy body looks really nice on it. The yellow number, looks exactly like Adam Petty. But, I'm glad they did a tribute card to him. That was pretty good. And, of course, it's Richard Petty Motorsports. But that's still cool that they did an Adam Petty tribute. But yeah, that's Bubba Wallace's car. That was on my honorable mentions list. So we're gonna go to the next one. And next on the honorable mentions list is Martin Truex Jr.'s throwback to himself from 2004. That was when he ran the 8 car. I think that was for Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team. But that's when he ran the 8 car, the 8 Bass Pro Shops. And let me just tell you, he's been with Bass Pro Shops for a long time. But that was a good looking car, and this is a good looking car. I mean, just because it's from the 8 to the 19, that doesn't really mean that it really changed much. It looks really nice in my opinion. The yellow, the black, it looks pretty good. So I put it on my honorable mentions list. Really good car in my opinion, pretty good. And we're gonna go to the next one on my honorable mentions list. And the next car on my honorable mentions list is Brad Keselowski's Miller Lite paint scheme. It looks really good in my opinion. All the crazy colors, the black, the yellow goldish numbering as well. It looks really nice. His throwback to Rusty Wallace from 1996. It looks pretty good in my opinion. Nice little difference from the just plain out white Miller Lite paint scheme. So it's a good looking paint scheme. And we're gonna go to the next one on my honorable mentions list. And next on my honorable mentions list is Jimmie Johnson's throwback to Butch from the 1990s. So, it looks like lightning and all that, and it looks pretty good, all the colors and all that. It looks really good, So, yeah, so that was the next car on my honorable mentions list, and we're going to go to the next one on my honorable mentions list. And next on my list is Daniel Hemric's throwback to, it's Caterpillar's history, but I like this car a lot. It's not blue, but the gray, car. Kind of hard to describe this, but it's a nice car in my opinion. The Chevy body looks nice on it. The car, yeah. That's Daniel Hemric's throwback paint scheme. So next up on the list. And next on the honorable mentions list is David Ragan's throwback to David Pearson from 1969. This is a really amazing looking car. It looks exactly like David Pearson's car. I really enjoyed seeing this car on track as well, and it looks really nice. I mean, they also changed the font of the 38, which looks pretty good in my opinion. Gives it that old NASCAR look and feel to it. But yeah, that's a throwback to David Pearson for David Ragan. And so let's go on to the next throwback paint scheme. And next up we have Matt Tiff's throwback to David Hilliker. And it looks pretty good. They changed the font of the 36 to make it look kind of a little bit pointy and crazy, but it looks nice still. And they also put Tiff's name on the bottom. And I like the paint scheme. It looks okay. I mean, It's not the top on the list, but it's okay. It's a nice paint scheme. And that's really all I'm going to be saying for it. That it's just a nice paint scheme. And, you know, so that's on my honorable mentions list. And we're going to go to the last car on my honorable mentions list. So this is the last car on my honorable mentions list. It is Matt DiBenedetto's throwback paint scheme to Chris Cord from the champion in the IMSA GTV in his GTO Celicus from 1987. So I like the way they changed the font of the 95, but of course they did it to match the car that they're throwing back to. But I like the way this car looks. It looks really nice. You know, not a bad looking car. So that was Matt DiBenedetto's throwback to Chris Cord. So if you've gone, like I said before, if you've gone to enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you guys in the next video.